I think it started as early as when I was a young kid. The biggest influential people in my life have always been coaches. From when I was a Pop Warner player, and my strength coach and high school player and college player. My coaches have always been very influential in everything I've done. So I think it's a way for me to help give back to these kids. I think, I want to help these kids grow and develop, not just as student athletes, on the academic side of it and on the football field, but just becoming better people for when they experience college and start experiencing the real world, that they could adapt and become, powerful individuals the way I feel I have because of my coaches. I want to have that impact on the youth. So a few years ago on this football field right here, I remember we had the 8th ranked UNH Wildcats coming to town, and obviously being an 8th ranked team in the country, they were picked to win. And they were up most of the game. We were going back and forth, and about with a minute and 30 or so left in the game, we were losing and they had the ball. So from a fan standpoint, it looks like the game's over. They're going to run the clock and win the game. On 3rd down, I think it was 3rd and long or whatever it was, they choose to pass the ball, rather than run the clock out and punt to us. And we ended up getting a sack by Victor Adesanya. Creates a sack fumble and is later picked up by James Timmons, and he returns it all the way for the touchdown with less than a minute left in the game, which put us up. And I think it was a turning point in that season. It was a great experience for the crowd, for the team, and just a lot of excitement just being able to pull a game out so late when obviously everybody else is thinking you're about to lose that game. It was a great moment, and many more of those to come. I want to see a kid that wants to compete. I want a kid that wants to be the best player he can be on the football field, that has that edge to want to play at the highest level possible, because this is a very competitive conference, and if you don't have that burning desire to succeed, usually those guys struggle at this level. So being a guy that's driven, that wants to excel, because at this level, again, football becomes a full-time job, so now you got to be able to balance not only academics but football as well. And having a kid that understands that wants to achieve, whether it's the NFL goal or all-conference goal, somebody that has high expectations for himself, because as coaches we do and all our players, to identify kids like that want to be great, they want to succeed in the classroom. There's a reason why it's considered student athlete. So we want a kid that not only is going to excel on the football field, but is going to be a positive role model to everybody on campus, that's going to be successful in the classroom, because just as important as winning games is getting that diploma after 4 years. So I try to find a good combination of a kid that's going to compete on the field, trying to be the best he can, compete in the classroom, and ultimately be a model citizen and a great person that can come back and represent the University of Rhode Island.